friends, welcome to App Coders. This is the second video in continuation to the previous video we created about the SwiftUI. In the previous video, we created the to-do list demo application by following the MVVM design pattern. And while creating the application, we learn about the various property wrappers like published, observed object, state object, and how and in what situation we are going to use these wrappers. So in continuation to the previous video, we are now going to learn about the environment objects. So if you didn't watch the previous video, I suggest you please watch the previous video before continue to this video. So guys, let's start. In the previous video, we created this to-do list application, and when we click on this navigation bar item, we are going to the next view, and we are passing this view model object to the next view and display all the list items on the second screen as well. And we are not making the actual API calls. So to reproduce that scenario, we used async after. So items are loaded after 3 seconds. To continue further on this application, let's modify this to-do list. So this list is loading after 3 seconds, as we have when we refresh the view. So you will see this list is loading after 3 seconds, as we have applied the async after. So we have added the delay of 3 seconds. So let's create one more property. Let's add loader here. Where is loading bool false and is loading true, and here is loading equal to false. So need to add self here as well. So we added one more publish property named is loading. So whenever there is a change in this property, this published keyword will notify the view model, hey, there is a change, we are going to change this property. So whenever there is a change in this property, this view model notify, and this view model is an observable object. So here we have created the state object, so this will get notified and our body reloads again. So now let's use this is loading condition that we applied in the view model. So here apply if view model dot is loading needs to show some progress view, else put this for each condition in the else case. So now refresh. So here is the beautiful loader comes, so it's looking great. Now let's assume we need to pass this view model object to the hierarchy level. Like right now we are passing it to the one level of hierarchy, to the second view, and assume if the second view further navigates to another view and another view navigates to another view, how will you pass this view model object? So there is one way that we are doing here. We are passing this view model object to the second view, and second view further can pass to the third view. Third view can further pass to the fourth view. So in this case, what will happen if second view doesn't require this view model object, but still in this case we need to pass the view model object even if it doesn't require? How can we solve this problem? To demonstrate this, let's create another third view. Let's remove this text and copy paste it from second view. We are copying this navigation view and let's make it green color to differentiate between the second view and the third view. And also it requires view model, so let's copy paste this as well, and we need to pass here in the preview to make it work. So here we have the third view. Now we need, so this is just the preview for the third view. So now populate or and add navigation link so we can redirect from the second view to the third view. Let's copy paste this navigation bar item and we can add this to the navigation view. And instead of second view, let's make it third view. So now let's check the complete flow. Here we have the first screen, and from the first screen we are navigating to the second screen, and from the second screen we are navigating to the third screen. So this is working fine. So now we have a scenario, we doesn't need the view model object here in the second view, but we need to pass the view model object in the third view. Like as the view model object requires in the third view, so we need it to pass it to the second view as well. The solution to the problem is environment objects. We can create environment object at the main hierarchy level so that all the descendant views have access to it. So let's create the environment object at the navigation view level in the main content view. So we can create it like this, environment object. So it is very simple. We just need to add the environment object and we are passing the view model here, and we can directly access in the third view. Instead of @observe object, we can write it environment object. So we doesn't need it here to pass, but we need to be make sure like when we are accessing the environment object in the hierarchy, our view model object should exist in the environment object. So developer has to make sure this object should exist in the memory so that we can access it at any level. Otherwise your application will get crash. Now we can remove this view model object from the second view. Let's remove this from the second view so we can test this. We can directly access the view model object in the third view. So we started getting the error here as well, as we have created the environment object in the third view. So we doesn't need to pass in the third view from the second view. So now this work even fine. Like we are not passing the view model object to the third view, but the third view still have access to the to-do list. So let's check this. Like this is our main screen, second, so second screen, and this is our third screen. So we can access the view model object in the third screen without passing from the second screen. So this is what environment objects are. Hope you learned something new today. Thanks for watching the video. See you in the next video.